apparently you have the secret to getting out of a ticket. I would like to know about this.
We heard some things.
What it has to do with baked goods.
Well, okay, first of all, if anyone out there knows how to fix a license plate, I need help because I've had my license plate off for, quite some time as to, to the point where I've gotten enough pullovers that I'm pretty comfortable talking to cops now.
Wow. How many times?
What's wrong with your license plate?
I don't know if I'm able to say this because this probably won't let me get out of the next one if I do get pulled over again.
More or less than one hand?
More.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you thought
probably
about
more than 2 hands?
Have you thought about? Oh, wow. So 10 points. Have you thought about Googling or YouTubing this? Because there's a wealth of knowledge on the internet.
You're right. I need to just YouTube it. Because so I had a rusty screw, so my plate started hanging to one side. So I just undid the other screw and just put the plate in my back window. So I get pulled over all the time. and then the cops will walk up and be like, "Oh, I saw your plate in the back window. Registration checks out. You're fine."
Wait. After the first time, wouldn't you be like, "Oh, I need to fix it"?
Well, I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to it, and then I just like,
I got football practice.
Yeah,
man.
I got practice. I got school.
So what? I heard cinnamon rolls or something. What? Nick Alisa? What?
Yeah. So I just got pulled over in Salt Lake on Sunday evening, and the cop walks up and rolls down the window. I'm like, "Good evening, officer." Because I'm so used to it. "Good evening, officer." I have like my calm voice. I keep my hands on the wheel. I already have my license like ready with my registration.
You have like bedside manner with cops.
No, yeah.
Like you already know what to do.
I'm so good with it. But he walks up and says, "Hey, aren't you Nick Alisa?" And I was like, "Michael Alisa, but it's okay,
He's like, "Oh yeah,
it's
Mike."
like the least famous guy, but it's like, "Oh yeah, Michael Alisa." And so he takes my stuff and comes back. He's like, "You're good to go." And just as a good gesture of goodwill, I offer him a cinnamon roll.
That's awesome.
He declined though.
Dude, that's such a BYU Sunday thing to do, man.
Yeah. Sir, would you like a cinnamon roll that just baked?
How about one for your wife as well? Yeah. Do you have any kids? I got more.
Talking about how to get out of a ticket or fix a ticket.
Hey, Michael, we appreciate the
Alisa.
time. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, been good.
Let's talk football now. Yeah.
Yes, let's do that. Game week, Nevada coming up. I mean, we want to know what is it really like inside the locker room right now? What's the mentality after just an adversity-stricken 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. It's been a tough 2 weeks, and the injuries, the pain, the fatigue, everything is multiplied after a loss. So it takes even more toughness to overcome that. And practice has been going well. I feel like the guys have been encouraged by the effort that we showed in the UCF game. But missing a lot of our brothers due to injuries, that's definitely taken a toll. And we miss them. There's no better way to say it. It's hard not having them around. Yeah. More reps are going to the younger guys, but it also means these guys are getting a little more tired because there's not a lot of guys to share the reps in practice now.
Depth is being tested.
Right. Exactly right.
I want to go back before we go forward for just a moment. You got a concussion against Utah State. So you're in the locker room. Taysom Hill comes in. When did you and the team kind of realize, okay, this happened and this is what it means?
Well, I was probably one of the first people to know the extent of the injury just because I was in there with the doctors and with Taysom. I even saw his parents run in and it sent flashbacks of when I broke my arm and my mom ran in and I was trying to keep tough and I see my mom running in bawling and kind of
it's over.
Yeah,
no
I got
one
a little
can
emotional.
Withstand that.
Nobody. Yeah, I don't care how manly you are. You see your mom crying, you're gonna cry. But that was pretty sad seeing his parents run in and I think the whole team, we all knew exactly what that meant. We knew what that meant for us and for our season. We would need to now pull even harder, and lift where we stand, to use an Uchtdorf quote.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to slide that in there. But we would all need to just try a little harder now because we're missing our stud quarterback, Haseman.
Are you guys over that and the 2 losses? Or does that play into what's going on now?
I think we have recouped since the loss of Taysom to our team. But with the 2 losses, I still don't think we're over that. I think we are even more hungry. We're not starved, but we're hungry, extremely hungry, and we need to have a good game against Nevada. That's the only way really to get our morale back up in the locker room because it has been tested over the past 2 weeks.
What is motivating you right now? Because there's these crazy, expectations set up after you beat Texas 41-7. Like, wow, this team can go undefeated. New Year's Six bowl game is now in the talks. College football playoff is being referenced as like this slim possibility. It's like, whoa, okay. Well, now that you have 2 losses, what are the team goals and objectives? What motivates you?
Yeah. So earlier, the objective was way out here, right? We're thinking undefeated season, potential BCS buster. That all, very, very sobering loss against Utah State, and that got honed in. And then we're still thinking, okay, well, we can still win out the rest of our games. And I think, maybe we shouldn't have been thinking so far down the line, but I do feel encouraged by our performance against UCF. It was an emotional game. I find a lot of motivation going forward from that game because we had young guys step up, play hard. Even the coaches were emotional during that game. Just seeing guys pull together after losing, so many of half our team basically was out in that game. So we had young guys come in and step up big time. Now the problem is we can't look too far past the mark. We had a meeting 2 days ago. Coach Mendenhall wrote on the board. He said, "Okay, right now we're 4-2. Let's be real. We're 4-2. We could be 5-2 after this win, or 6-2, 7-2, 8-2, all the way up to 11-2 if we finish this season winning out." So where do you guys want to be? And the whole team, we all kind of murmur, 11-2, coach. And he says, "Well, that's not realistic." And we're all like, "What?" And he says, 10-2 isn't realistic. Neither is 9-2.
Huh?
And he's going right down the line, and he stops at 5-2. He said, "This is a real goal. This is realistic. Nevada, nothing else matters. Focus on Nevada. And the way you beat Nevada is by focusing on today. So win today, beat Nevada today."
I'm ready to go right now.
I know.
I'm fired
Let's
up.
play.
Yeah.
Let's play the game.
Okay, now you said we need to have a good game. Do you need to beat Nevada to salvage, okay, you've lost twice. You need to win, right?
I need
You
it.
need to win
I need
against
it.
Nevada.
Yeah, real talk. I need it. We need it. We need to beat Nevada, and we need to do just a great job at coming together and carry on from what we gained from UCF. I felt like Christian Stewart made leaps and bounds in that game. I was so proud of that guy. Like, I was getting emotional just watching him perform out there. Yeah, he's no Taysom Hill, but he is Christian Stewart, and he's a great quarterback. And I think moving on, I think his confidence is going to continue to increase, and he's continuing to make great decisions and great plays.
The buzzword this year, at least over the past 2 weeks, has been injuries. Okay, we've talked about overcoming doubts and the pain of losing your brothers and stuff like that. But when you look at beating the doubts, what do you really have to do? How do you beat the doubts that come from losing players like Taysom Hill and Jamal Williams? And how do you do it?
There's no way that we can change that. So focus on the things that you can affect. Focus on your personal performance, and don't worry about what's already in the past and what you have no control over. Injuries. Sorry, nothing we can do about that. It happened. Deal with it. We still have a game to focus on. We still have Nevada to play against. And that's all that's in our mind right now.
And that's why I was encouraged against UCF, because despite all those injuries, you guys were competitive in the game. Up 24-10, you can look back, should have won the game. Whatever, it's over. But there were some young guys that stepped in that made good plays. How about Kai Nakua at safety? How about Taki with 2 sacks? Fred Warner. How encouraged was the team that some of those guys stepped in for those injured guys and played well?
Big time. When you have depth, I think that's a mark of a good team. When you have guys who can come in off the bench and play well and make big plays. Sione's sack he had like the Triple Crown. He had a sack,
yes, he did.
fumble, and fumble recovery. Big time.
What a play.
And what that did for us going into halftime, it kept them from scoring.
Holy cow. That
kept us, fired up going into halftime, and coming out in the second half, we're still fired up, and led to our lead going into the third quarter and fourth quarter.
Okay, so you started that game coming off of a concussion, and we want to know a little bit about the protocols that go into that. So you go out super early in the Utah State game, which is why you were in the locker room when Taysom came in, and Dallin and Alani and the horde of injuries during that game. What are the protocols for you to get back and get cleared to play against UCF?
There's a concussion clock, and they start the clock running once they feel that you are coherent. And I had my clock running by the end of the game. I was already with it. I remembered how I got there once again, and once they start the clock, they have you do some simple exercises the next day, see how your head is feeling, see if you're feeling nauseous or dizzy. The next day, even more so, you start lifting weights and you can run around even more. And then on the third or fourth day, you take a concussion test. And that's the same concussion test that you took your freshman year when you first came to BYU, or if you're a transfer that year.
So for you, 2001.
For
no, I'm
me,
just
yeah.
kidding. Oh, wait.
2000. No. Yeah. So 2008, when I came in as a true freshman, I took this test, and I don't know if I tried super hard because I remember thinking, well, if I ever do get a concussion, the way to play is to compare that test against this test. So maybe I should
be really bad at the first test. Is that
yeah. So if you want to play, do poorly the first time you take the test. No, that's a joke. That's so bad. But I took the test on Wednesday. No, sorry, Tuesday. So 2 days before we fly out, aced it. I even did better than I did my freshman year. Maybe that's BYU education for you.
Yeah.
Better memorization
Brian
techniques.
Logan would say you got educated.
Educated here at Brigham Young. So after that happened, they kept an eye on me in Florida. And then, going into the game, I was like, Doc, you sure I'm okay? He's like, just see how you feel. We're out there. First hit, come to the sideline, tell me how you feel. I made that first tackle on opening kickoff, came to the sideline smiling. Totally coherent.
Let's go.
Yeah, ready to go.
Michael Alisa with us. This is part of BYU Football All Access on BYU Sports Nation.
Do you know where you are now?
I'm in heaven right now. This is nowhere else I'd rather be with you guys.
I'm sorry, this is not heaven. We're gonna have to do the test again.
Oh no.
Brigham Young is not.
No. The campus? Yes.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's you were referencing BYU Sports Nation, Michael.
Well,
What a letdown.
that's the celestial kingdom.
Nice. Only at BYUtv could you drop that.
Yes. Okay, we want to know also about your role with Alani Fua being questionable for the game. We know he didn't play against UCF. Did you get more reps because of that, or was that solely Sione Takitaki and Fred Warner? Or how does your role change behind Bronson in that?
In the UCF game, it was a little different just because I hadn't been practicing most of the week because they were still keeping an eye on my concussion.
Yeah.
But I did get more reps at Sam, which I haven't been playing all season. Last time I played Sam in a game was the UConn game. And then after that, Fred took over as Alani's backup, and I was more at the will position.
And we have that face mask.
And you have the broken face mask from that game. Yeah, very proud of that, by the way.
So are we. We love
like this. I love it. Which, by the way, I'm surprised I didn't get a concussion from that hit because that was a pretty big hit.
Wait a minute. Bend your face mask. Great point.
Bent that face mask out of shape. But going into this game, I'll be playing a lot more Sam. Depending on how Alani is. If he plays, then maybe I'll be more at Will and a little bit at Sam. But we'll just see where he's at.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, this is why you preach depth in fall camp, and certainly, I didn't think anybody thought it would be this tested.
And
no way.
And riddle me this: Cody Fajardo, we talk about dual threats. This guy's actual dual threat. The guy can play. How do you defend him?
He looks like Taysom. Watching his film, I cannot believe how fast he is. You can't even really watch his film from last year because he kind of had a bum knee.
Yeah, he was
injured. He was still very fast last year, but he was nowhere near the player that he is this year. This year, he gets the edge on guys like no other, and meaning he breaks contain. And what we're doing in practice is just making sure that we, be assignment sound and keep the line of scrimmage. And if you're an outside backer, that means keeping your hips square to the line of scrimmage and shuffling down, keeping them inside. They've
got some good receivers, too. I've been impressed with Henderson and Richardson and Turner and Gibson. I think they're tight end.
Yeah,
sure-handed,
that big guy, really fast. Yeah,
he's good in the red zone.
Oh, yeah.
How do you defend those guys?
Man, personally, I think the best coverage defense is having a good pass rush. And that's somewhere where we've been, slacking this season. But I think that we've been doing a lot better, judging from the UCF game. If we can get more pressure on that quarterback in the pocket, make him move around a little more. He is a big boy. We're going to need to make sure tackles and make sure that we keep the pocket around him. But the corner's got to step up, safety's got to step up, and the pass rush has to be just phenomenal, just like a bunch of pack of wild dogs going at him.
Would you say it'd have to be like a wolf pack?
Wow. I see what you did there.
A one-man
maybe a
group of wolf packs?
A cougar pack.
Like a cougar den.
What's a group of cougars? I don't even know what that is. Like a pride of lions? What's the cougar thing? I don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
Like that, right?
Right like that.
A
Yeah.
pack of cougars. Really, what I need you to do is keep your calm under pressure, like you do when you get pulled over by a cop. Like if something goes wrong during the game, you just be like, "Look, guys, it's all about cinnamon
Why, hello,
rolls.
Mr.
Yeah.
Fajardo. Would you like a cinnamon roll? Something like that.
Would you like to be thrown into the ground?
Yeah,
Okay,
Would you like a sack?
Michael, great to have you, man. Good luck
Thanks.
against Nevada.
Thank you so much.